Peacework Guidebook Unpacked, Episode 3, Conflict Escalation and its Levels. Working in any social context, it is necessary to be aware that violent conflict never comes as a surprise. Violence does not simply break out, there is always agency behind it. There are always processes leading to the use of violence, namely crisis escalation. Tension rise. Positions of the conflicted parties tend to harden and clash. Yet, there is still a strong belief that tension can be resolved by discussing them. This is due to the fact that parties and fractions are not yet rooted in their positions. Also, cooperation between them is still stronger than the wish to be or do better than the others. Debate and arguments. The parties start going opposite ways in thinking, feeling, and will. Their approach to issues is polarized. Pretense in their discourse becomes obvious. They seem to argue rationally but are constantly using verbal violence. There is a constant over or undertone of disagreement in their messages. They keep addressing an audience in an attempt to gain popularity by winning the favor of third parties. Short-term coalitions concerning certain issues may also be formed, yet the fight for dominance is evident. Cooperation and competitiveness are replaced by hesitation and changing mind. Action instead of words. Insisting on a position that talking no longer helps, so actions are invited prevails. There is an apparent mismatch between the parties' verbal and non-verbal behavior, increasing the risk of misinterpreting their actions. Pessimism regarding the future based on suspicion is ever more evident, just like conformity as a result of a pressure to take sides or join a group. There seems to be no empathy anymore, with competitiveness prevailing over cooperation, allies and images. Stereotypes, disinformation, rumors and gossip become ever more widespread. People on both sides are presented in negative roles, which need to be fought against. Mobilization of supporters begins, facilitated by using images to make self-fulfilling predictions, accompanied by undercover provocations which are difficult to probe. Controversial orders are used to reinforce allying and image creation aims. Losing face. Open personal attacks in public start aimed at ruining the moral integrity of the others. Staged rituals to unmask the truth are often used for this purpose, including resorting to extreme good us versus bad others, confrontational and demonizing images. Self-orientation and not perceiving anything from the outside becomes evident by insisting on certain ideology, values, principles, and striving for rehabilitation. Threat strategies. There are constant, never-ending mutual threats by this time. The focus is on oneself and each other leads to losing initiative and getting oneself to act compulsively all the time and by all means. Making counter-ultimatums raises the level of stress, and the dynamics of happenings begin speeding up. Limited attempts and destruction. Notions and inanimate objects become the focus of thinking with a total disregard of human qualities. Limited destruction is justified as an appropriate response or a strategy to avoid counterattacks. Damage is presented and perceived as a benefit. Disorder in enemy rank. Causing total failure of the enemy system becomes the focus. Destroying its key functions is done in order to make the system unmanageable. The destruction aimed for is total that of body, soul and spirit, together we fall. At this stage, there is no turning back, and there is a total, head-on confrontation. The aim is destruction of the others at all cost, even at the cost of enjoyed and glorified self-destructs. In the next episode, we will discuss conflict dividers, power, and violence. Thank you for watching.